Hey, so good day, world. This is Tim, Tech Talks with Tim with Duraloy. This is an exciting day because we're finishing up a three-part series. For those of you who don't remember, Duraloy turned 100 years old this year in 2021, and that's not an accomplishment achieved by many companies. So we've taken our time to try to recap the history of the company. Ryan Markle and I did series 1 and 2. Today, to wrap this up and land the plane, we've got the president of our company, Mr. Vince Schiavoni, joining us. So Ryan, without further ado, can you give us a brief synopsis of series 1, series 2, because it's been a while since we've done those.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so like you said, we're 100 years old this year. So the company was founded back in 1921 by Thomas Rhett Hayward Jr. We were originally known as the Cutler Steel Company, and we were in New Cumberland, West Virginia. We went through a series of events. The name finally changed to the Duraloy Company. We were still in New Cumberland, West Virginia, made it through the Great Depression, and then we had a series of unfortunate events, is what I believe I called it in the previous video.
Yeah.
In West Virginia, the facility flooded. We had an outage, recovered from the flood, had another flood, had an outage, recovered from the flood. And then I think less than a month later, 29 days later, the facility caught on fire. So that was when we tucked tail and ran up here to Scottsdale. I've been in Scottsdale ever since. And then we went through a series of different owners. Mr. Hayward passed away. Ownership went to the Hayward family. We were then purchased by, I believe it was the White Consolidated Industries. We were then purchased by Blawnox. And that was back in 1985 was when we were acquired by Blawnox. And then that takes us pretty much up to 1994. Blawnox owned us until the year 1994.
All right. Thank you, Ryan, for that. So 1994, the Park Corporation purchases Duraloy, and Vince, you get this phone call that says, "Hey, we choose you. Take the floor from here."
Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Ryan, for that little bit of a history lesson. I appreciate that. Yeah, in 1994, I joined the company in August of 1994. I had been working in the steel industry prior to that, and up till shortly before I joined the company, wasn't aware that some of the products that we were using in the steel industry where I worked were being provided by Duraloy. Learned that as I was going through the interview process, and that certainly made me even more interested in taking this opportunity and joining it, because I was coming somewhere that was producing things that I'd actually been using in the steel industry. So came here in August of 1994. Still an awful lot of people that are around it that were here when I first began, but a lot of new people have joined us since that time. It was quite an uphill struggle at first, just trying to get our hands wrapped around things and convince customers to come back. The foundry had been floundering at that time, excuse me. And it took us a little while to build up confidence in customers. We went out, did a lot of personal visits with people, and slowly gained that confidence back, establishing ourselves back into the petrochemical industry and the steel industry, which are two of our biggest product areas. Growing into the heat treat industry, glass, aerospace, and things like that over the years. So it was a long uphill battle for a while, but finally, I think we crested near the top after a few years. The history here has been absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't think this would have had the success that it's enjoying today had it not been for a tremendous foundation established by hundreds of workers, employees that had been here prior to me ever joining the company. This company had a proud reputation. There were very talented men and women that worked here out in the foundry, in the office area. They were known, the company was known through the country and really around the world in a lot of respects. So we had a great foundation. We knew we just needed to build on that foundation and bring it back to to the success that it had known in the past. And that's what we worked hard on over the last 27 years. Added a lot of new people over that time, saw a lot of good people head off into the retirement years. So again, I can't say enough about the foundation that was built. Without that foundation, I don't think we'd have the success we had today. So it was extremely instrumental in getting us back to where we are today as a very, very successful founder in the industry.
So let me ask you a question. So you've been with the company, at the head of the company, through the financial crunch, through pandemic, through all these different struggles. You know, Ryan and I have talked about the stamina of Duraloy from its inception, the multiple floods, the fires, depressions, and in your generation, the 1998 financial crisis and all of these things. At any point, did you ever wipe the sweat off your brow and go, I don't know if we're going to make it?
Well, I'm sure there were days there. I'm sure there were dark days in that period of time, because there were a lot of things that we dealt with. Some of them, there was no rule book. There was no notebooks to go to. We had to create it as we went along. So I'm sure there were some days where you went home at the end of the day going, boy, I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know how we're going to do this. But the one focus, the one thing that we always said was just keep our eyes on the ball, look straight ahead. Don't look back. Don't worry about that. There's a lot of things in the past we can't control. What we can control is what we do going forward. So we just sort of kept looking forward and didn't worry about the past. What could we do to make it better? How could we correct issues and make it stronger for our company? And I think that attitude by everyone of just keep looking forward, just keep moving forward. And that's what we tried to do. And we hurdled a lot of problems by doing that, I think.
All right. Well, thank you, Vince, for taking your time today and joining us, and Ryan for, you know, the 3 series in the session and the time you've shared with us. Those of you watching, if you like what you see, you know, click the like button, give us comments, give us feedback, tell us if there's more you want to hear from us. We got more videos that are more technically related coming out here in the not too distant future. And we just want to tell all of you watching and listening that the 100 years isn't possible without not just our employees inside, but without you as customers and your confidence in us. So again, thank you, and we appreciate you.